special day. This is a very special time. Show me a hill I can climb. Give me a mountain to move, and I'll prove that it's a very special day. I woke up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day. Up early this morning with gloom on my head. Had a big feeling to climb back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, wake up. It's time for you to lose the blues, and this is a very special treat. Tell it to everyone you meet, that life is all for living and love is all for giving. So this is a very special day. Tell it to everyone along the way that this is a very special day.
Good morning. Welcome to Coffee Club here on Wslm. I have Mayor Justin Green in the studio with us. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Greg. Just fine. Good morning. Good morning.
It is the 5th day of March already, and we are being. I think we might need to build an ark.
Well, let's not say that. Let's a good umbrella. You know,
yeah,
we got a few showers. That's right. A little damp.
I'm going to look here and see. This should tell us about how much we've had so far. Maybe. Looks like we've had.
Let's see. What's the over? I'm going to go with 1.2.
We've actually, in the last, let's see, I see 6 into, in the last 4 hours, we've had an inch of rain. So that's,
okay. And pardon me, that was my benchmark midnight.
And
okay,
then,
okay.
Let's see what we got. Let's see what it says for yesterday. Yesterday we had 2 inches, so we've had about 3
Almost
inches of rain since.
Okay.
So that's pretty good. Our pond that usually is dry had some water in it. So if we could go run up and get some fish and put in there, we'd be okay till probably Sunday when it's dry again.
Yeah. Now the frog's happy. You know, they got a little place.
Oh, our frogs were frozen.
Oh.
They were. We've got a little pond, and we had some. I mean, they'd probably be some good eating frogs. So they were pretty good size.
Right.
But they were just everything started to freeze a couple weeks ago. They were just kind of laying in the water. So I figured maybe a raccoon or something would come by. We tried to have koi fish, but the raccoons ate the koi.
That's I've heard that many times. Koi can be short-lived.
So we and $4 or $5 a piece.
Yeah. That's pretty good dinner for a spoon.
Yeah. And we found out our Great Dane was not very strong in stature because they hear noises of a night, so we let the dogs out to see what's going on, and the raccoon reared up and hissed at him a little bit, and he turned around and come straight back to the house.
No more of that.
Yeah, if we had a coon dog one time too, and we went on vacation, and they ate his pen was not too far from the garden, and the coons came and ate all the corn while we were gone, and the dog was still in the pen.
Yeah.
So Dad said, if you didn't jump the fence to go after the raccoons, you're not much of a coon dog. So out he went.
Yeah. What's the old joke? He lied on his resume.
Yeah, he did.
You know, come on. Come on.
Now somebody was feeding him. He wasn't just in
Yeah.
there for the
Right.
whole time we were gone, but my grandpa was feeding him. Anyway, yeah. So it says I did hear frogs coming down the road last night, and it was raining, and you could hear them.
Right.
Sounded like summertime.
Summer, yes. Goodness, that's
But
a sign.
Creeks are up, and I don't know. Are we out at any of the?
We have two low water bridges in the city that connect city streets, and they're not our bridges, of course, but they're bridges in the city limits. And so two of them, by design, as they're aptly named, low water bridges. One of them this morning was right before I come here to the station. I checked it about 7 o'clock, so I'm sure it is still at that point. It is over on Walnut, a few inches. The one on the High Street was just touching the bottom, so again, that's been a few minutes, so depending on some of the fluctuation, it's close, but the barricades are up just as a precaution.
Sure.
So yes, please watch the barricades. The two low water bridges do need some attention and go a different direction. But again, to your point, as the rain comes and goes, those will fluctuate throughout the day. And the amazing thing is they recede as quickly as they go
Yes.
up. It's just fascinating some days to watch how quick that does happen.
Looks like this will go through about 10 o'clock, and then it should be done. So.
Okay.
And we've got a little rough, probably some more lightning coming in half hour or so as it moves through, but we should be done until sometime late Friday night, I think, and then into Saturday. So
there you go.
We should be. And then it's just the weather's just so bouncy in the spring. Well, not just in the springtime.
Right anymore. It's just there is such a change or a quick change. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. And that's the thing. We just have to pivot and accept it. I know that sounds cliche, but hey, you know what? We had snow in a very quick last few weeks and some colder. But now we got nice, decent temperature, but we got a little rain.
Well, this tracks out to the 19th of March, and Miss White's birthday's on the 18th, and there's a 44% chance of snow on her birthday.
All right. Well, then we're going to blame Becky. So I'll be the first if we need to start a campaign. If we have snow on March 18th,
she's not going to be tickled about that.
All right.
We may have to duck out and go someplace where it's not snowing.
Right. And you got that. I've had all the snow I want. Not to be a killjoy, but this season for me,
it could change. That's
you got it.
That's 16 or 13 days away.
13 days. Yeah.
You can't look out past hardly farther than you can see out the window.
That's right. 2 days is a lot.
Yeah. Going back, if you don't care, tell us for maybe some may know. I don't remember exactly, but how did you get involved? You started out in the city council.
Yeah, sure.
How did you tell us how you?
The journey to get here.
Yeah.
Well, in an abbreviated way, you're right. Had a lot of interest, I guess, years ago in local politics and even, being in business. And so just kind of observing some meetings and started some of my board work, if you will. Got on a few boards and volunteered and worked my way up into some positions and got the bug, I guess you'll say, in the 05-06 window, and that's when I really got serious. If that's what a candidate does, it's time, and I'm serious, and I want to do this, and so I did. I filed there in the campaign season of 06 and went through that cycle. And you're right, I started on the city council here at Salem.
You were on there, what, 13?
12 years.
12 years.
Yeah,
12
so
years.
three terms. Had 12 years. Very thankful for those years. That was a great experience. Had a lot of time to learn, a lot of time to witness, and it, you don't see and figure things out in any way, shape, or form quickly, and nobody does, and that's the beauty of a learning curve. And you make every best effort to learn what you can and help your constituents you work with the other elected officials, and so fast forward as time goes, those 12 years, it was a moment for me to examine: do I want to continue here? Do I want to do something a little different? Hey, in that point in my life, I thought, I'd like to be mayor now. So give that some transitional thought, and so I did. And so those here are not split terms. So city council and mayor and clerk treasurer all run on the same terms, or are all on the same cycle. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And so you can't do both. In other words, you have to pick one seat or another in that cycle. So by default, I'm going to have to vacate my council seat, and that's okay. That's just how it works. And so, here we go, and ran and won and filed for re-election. So, going on, in my second term now. But so yes, that all was back in the 05-06 days. Yeah.
Now, who was on the council when you?
Oh goodness. When I was fortunate enough there, Danny Lipke came on. Leslie Gilbert, Wally Turkhorn, and give me a second, Pete Brown. That's right. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it was us 5.
What now? It's been a while since before that when I went regularly, but like Ray Belcar had been on.
Yeah, sure.
He may have gone off by then.
Yeah, a little before me.
That was when Frank Newkirk was mayor.
Yeah.
And I can't remember all the different ones.
Well, gosh, you're right. Jim Moore, Marvin Clark, Ginger Morris, Nancy Fultz.
Yes.
A lot of good, well-minded, well-serving council members over the years. Been a handful that in the 80s and 90s that I remember.
Yeah.
But a lot of good folks served and helped Salem.
Yeah,
sure
and
did.
And with the group that you were on with when you came in, did they help mentor you and maybe guide you a little bit?
Yeah, you're right. So Pete and Wally, sadly we've lost those gentlemen, but those were our senior members, if you will, and certainly they said, well, this is what we have done, and consider that, and that was always good, helpful advice. It certainly was, and so. That was, and certainly Pat Persinger was there with us as clerk, and she guided us. And so, we had some things to figure out. Certainly 3 of us coming on knew it in those years, and so it was helpful.
Good.
Yeah.
When you come in on the city council, were there things, I've never served like that, but were there things that you brought with you that you wanted to do or maybe change?
Well,
or would you just? I mean, probably the first year you're just kind of seeing.
You are, and to be frank and honest, more than a year. There's just so many items each month that are different. I mean, so there's some overlap from month to month. Don't get me wrong, but then there's always these new things, and so you do take a while to figure out how things work and what the processes might be, and you really you do lean on your clerk and your mayor to get through those and navigate them. But as far as I can't say that I had one particular item that I really want to do this as X. It was more of I really want to get involved. I think it's time for me to be a willing participant and get my seat, if you will, as one of 5. And looking back, we tackled some things with the help of Mayor Bauer was then seated, and so we did. I think those were some good productive years, and then with Mayor Mary, and then Sally Hadabo came on. So there was just a lot of good things I think we did and are doing, and still, who am I kidding? We still are, but a lot of positive things, and you bring up past, and you think, oh my gosh, can't believe it was back in 06 or 08 or 2010. It almost is like a walk down memory lane some days, but you forget. Oh, that's been a minute.
Yeah. Now, and then transitioning to mayor, having had that experience as a city council, knowing how things work, that gave you a lot of insight.
Well, I think so, and I hope so. That was always my that was my, I guess, connecting of this idea is that, gosh, I've served 12 years here. I've had the help of two mayors as we've guided some things through the city. We've had a lot of consulting firms. We've had a lot of help with our local attorneys. Everything of that kind of does compile in, and so. To your question, I felt good about it. I felt fine, and I still do, obviously. But yeah, it's that network that you learn and gain, and you move forward with, and it's very helpful. And certainly, then there's things that I've done on my own as new things, new projects, new ideas, and everybody, in future years they're going to have the same approach, and that's how it's supposed to be. Gosh.
Sure.
We are serving. I think that's a key thing. We are serving the folks.
Sure. Now, when you were on council, was that about the time that they did the circuit breaker, or had it already
goodness.
been?
Yeah, that was an interesting concept. We had been seated just for a couple years when the General Assembly and the State House was considering, at that time, some revolutionary property tax relief, and to your point, that gained traction and was labeled and called the circuit breaker relief. And circuit breakers were those caps on residential, commercial, and agricultural land, 1%, 2%, 3%, accordingly. And it was such a profound piece of legislation, ended up in our state constitution. So it is a solid, permanent tax relief that came out of that 2009-2010 passage that we were in, saw the difference, if you will, in revenue streams than 2011 moving forward. So it was a big transition. Those were real relief dollars to property taxpayers, and it worked. And no discount to that process. It was pretty revolutionary, and all those elected officials back then, really put a lot of effort in figuring out what would make sense, and those caps, those circuit breakers, aptly called, that was what triggered those tax savings.
Uh-huh.
And it worked for many years, obviously, and so to your question, yeah, we had to pivot on some things and realize there was a reduction of revenue, and loosely translated is revenue you're no longer collecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a pretty good chunk.
It is, and it still is.
Still is,
I mean, to that point, it's in Constitution, so we have that as a permanent
It's
relief.
a forever thing.
Yeah.
So you have to fill that in with grants, I guess, and you
Well,
have to be very creative.
Creative's a good word. There's that efficiency label, and I will say I know, who am I kidding? I know we had to get very efficient, and those were some years that through some natural attrition, we scaled back a little bit on our employee count. When somebody might retire or move on, there was some positions that didn't get filled, and that's obviously, being proactive and making more efficiency of, cross training and letting other departments help within the city where you have a void. To your point about revenue streams, yes, that become a very apparent need that, sometimes we've got to backfill. There might be a project or program, something we had in the hopper that now is going to need some extra funding because of the council budget, if you will, that's approved every year might just not allow that. And so yeah, there were some opportunities to figure out some new ways, but ultimately we learned to be very efficient, and I'm proud of that point because I was part of those discussions and cutbacks, if you will, on what we could and couldn't do, and we are still very lean. That's one thing I think a lot of cities struggled with up front, and gosh, not that that's a bad thing. There's always room for something, and we're still looking for our ways to be more efficient, and I respect that process, but we've done without a lot of revenue because of those, and to your point, we're still here, we're still functioning, so you know what, we're going to keep going.
Well, I would think the normal voter would appreciate that because we at home, you have to live within your means, and so I think that most people would expect their governments to do that too.
You bet. Yeah.
You can't overspend what you don't have.
Yeah.
Sometimes but then sometimes you have a washer that goes out or a stove.
Hey, life goes on.
Yeah,
you're right. Life goes on, and you have to make those purchases, and you have to make those upgrades, and you're right. Sometimes there's a shelf life, regardless of what you're referring to.
Yeah. Now, with the weather this winter being cold, and we had a couple weeks where it was sub-zero. Now it's warmed up. Did you have? How did the water lines fare? Did you have many?
That's an interesting point across southern Indiana. It was wild that we had some swings. If we all remember, we got some single digits for several days. We got some wind. Then we got some very accumulating snow blankets that laid on top for multiple days. As the saying goes, knock wood, it really did not cause too many problems.
Good.
And I think there's no science here that I can show, but I think just saying because they were slower processes, we didn't just have immediate swings. They were a little gradual. So I think the ground accommodated some of that, and so we didn't have some real. I mean, we did to pause. We had roughly about 6 decent sized breaks. Gosh, if you'd have said 16, I said, yeah, 16 to 20. But no, we really didn't have as many as we thought.
That's not bad.
And so I'm probably getting ourselves in trouble and jinxing the next wave. But that's okay. It fared much better than it could have.
Yeah.
And there's been some years, some severe cold where, you'd fix 2, 3, 4 a day. And, those poor guys, and I say that with very much respect. They know what they're doing. They're quick. They're efficient. And they're also very wet.
Standing
fighting
in cold water is no fun.
No fun. And then when you got a valve or a pipe that's not cooperating, it's aggravatory and at the same time. So it's tough. But do a good job. They do a great job in getting it repaired quickly as possible.
And a lot of those probably were old pipe. And so you've obviously put in new pipe, so that new pipe's probably going to be a little more resilient, maybe.
They can, but to your point, here's the irony. Sometimes even the plastic, the modern, if you will, if it shifts enough on a certain rock bed, even the plastic will rupture.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. But there's no way of knowing. It's weird, the science behind the ground and how it shifts. You can have a very clear. Completely in earth, dirt area, and a few years later you're uncovering this, and it's sitting on rock, and so that rock will shift. It's wild how not everywhere, not every trench, but we've seen that more than once.
And the work on Main Street looks like it's coming along pretty well.
Hey, change gears. You're right. We are. Again, dealing with a little rain.
Sure.
So, it's a little bit hard to do what is next, and this next is concrete. So,
okay.
we had concrete scheduled this week, and that's just kind of, oh boy, maybe tomorrow, and but we got some forms that are set, ready to be poured for some curbing, and then that will go back then with new sidewalks behind it. So, yeah, we got concrete on the mind right now, and there's a good section of that that's ready to go. Again, that crew that has that particular award on that job, they're on schedule, and so it's tracking along. And again, if your forecast shows us that we might have a break here, we get through today, tomorrow, then next week maybe everybody will get back and have a productive 5 days. That's like I said, this week's has been very much of a literal wash.
It looks like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday some rain. Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday, looks like good, and then the weekend some rain and maybe some snow mix on the 15th, and then sunny, partly sunny the 16th, and then rain and snow on Tuesday and Wednesday.
No.
You might have two good days.
I may be having my fingers crossed and wishful thinking, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
well,
yes,
you can pour in when it's if it's lightly raining.
You got her.
Yeah. But if it's a downpour, then
well, there's some guys that say we prefer it if it's just a light drizzle, and it cures quicker. Or I shouldn't say quicker. Pardon me. It cures at a better acceptable level. Anyways, that's science that I'm not.
Yeah.
That's their business. They like to do it when they want to do it. But It is ongoing. We're probably, getting into some big equipment showing back up. So just be mindful. And the key takeaway is that you will be able to get through. We've had a couple of lane diversions and a couple of days of flaggers, but ultimately the goal always was we're not going to close the road. So I was very adamant about that.
It went fairly quickly.
I think so too. I think it's been, other than one surprise, I was sharing with Becky there a few weeks ago. We found a gas line that was unbeknownst to that company and our plans, and so had to deal with relocating that.
I can't imagine. I mean, you're digging up areas that probably haven't been disturbed in a long time.
Oh, you know it. Yeah.
So you don't know what you're going to find.
Mm-hmm.
Some blind cavefish or something.
Oh gosh. Oh my. Yeah. That's a showstopper.
They were doing 37 years ago, and they hit a area that had some blind cavefish, and they stopped it for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the remedy on that? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Right.
Well, environmentally, anyway. So then you've got another project, I think, over here coming soon.
So
on,
just stay in that vein of upgrades and infrastructure, all things infrastructure. So different project and different funding source. City of Salem has been very beneficial in receiving what NDOT calls a community crossing matching grant. Our county as well. Goodness, our friends at the courthouse have got several of those awards as well. And so our next CCMG, as I abbreviate, Community Crossing Matching Grant, the next CCMG award that we did receive is soon to start. It is this Kimball Boulevard section here at the Walmart intersection, stoplight going into in front of Kimball. And so that is a fairly quick one in the terms of it is mill and fill. We take the old pavement and grade grade it down to a workable surface and fix all damaged spots. Pour some new curb and gutter to help channel some of that storm water to where it needs to go. And get that road back up to snuff. It has gotten a lot of traffic, as we well know, with this retail development, and it has a lot of commercial traffic. So Kimball Boulevard needs that work. It is going to fall apart. That's one, again, that's it just due to the natural amount of traffic. And so contractors been in works with that, and of course certainly we're working with Kimball and the retail stores. Again, it won't be permanently closed. There's going to be flagged traffic, so that might take a minute or two some days to navigate, but hey, no, it's not going to be shut, and should be able to get that done in a reasonable amount of time because that one doesn't have any utility conflicts, so we shouldn't have to do much digging, if any, and that will be a nice addition there and get that road back up to where it used to be.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah.
I'm just jumping around.
Sure.
Like those frogs that have come out of hibernation for the winter. Going back to being on city council and then running for mayor, as a private citizen, you have ideas of what positions are.
Oh, sure.
When you actually became a city council member and became mayor, were you surprised that? Of course, you probably weren't too surprised at having been on the city council, but were you surprised at what the difference is by being in that chair and what people think being in that chair means?
Well, there's some human perception with anything that if you're not connected to it on a regular basis, or know somebody who might be connected to it to a regular basis, yeah, there are some discrepancies on what really is the job duty or what you can do. Maybe that's a better way of saying it. There's a lot of limitations that say this is what local government is allowed to do within their home rule governance, if you will, and some things are just not.
Sure.
And
you can't change the gas prices or the grocery prices.
Funny you say that. That was a common question I got in this inflationary market. What can I do to call our retailers to lower their price on eggs? That actually was a random. Well, I shouldn't say random. It was asked of me more than once, and certainly I respect the question.
Sure.
And I'm not discounting. You know, there was some price issues there for a while, and hey, the cost of groceries still a little pricey for
Yeah.
you know, a family. And goodness, I wouldn't discount that a bit. But you're right. No, there's nothing I can intervene there with, and
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
that is certainly a free enterprise situation where
Sure.
until somebody can prove a price gouging at a state or federal level,
Yeah,
you
no.
know, that's
But it's just funny the way
yeah,
some think that
Yeah.
you know you have control over
yeah,
maybe
Yeah.
a wider area.
yeah. That's right.
than
That's
what-
right. And then just from an overlap, you know, sometimes, and this is an easy observation to not necessarily know, is that, you know, what county does and what versus what city
Sure.
does, you know, and because, you know, just being the county seat here at Salem, it is sometimes very hard to figure out, okay, what office does what, and so no, those are I completely understand that, and gosh, that's some days I have to think, now who does what myself.
Because the city takes care of the inner sidewalk, right? And
So-
then the county.
So yeah, downtown,
Yeah.
yeah. So the courtyard, the grass is theirs,
Yeah.
but yeah, the parking and the sidewalks is
That's
city.
all
yeah.
city. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it is. It's an interesting overlap, and hey, that's everywhere when you get to county and local government. But anyways, yeah, it is. I
Was there
would like to say we had more power some days, but
Sure.
then again, I don't want more. You know, that's why we need the separate levels of government.
Was there anything that surprised you when you took over as mayor that you might not have expected?
Well, no, and I tell you why, and this is not to get in the weeds and bring everybody down this morning, but you know, I was one of many that got right off the bat into the COVID days, and so, you know, everybody had to pivot and figure out what the new norm is.
Yeah.
And you know, that's hey, we all lived it, and we had to, I guess, adapt and accommodate in certain ways. So, you know, that was one of those things. In those first 3 years, quite frankly, Greg, just it didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
But so hey, we all, like I said, we had a very interesting time in our lives there
Yeah.
in 2000
I mean,
or
that's
2020.
that was I mean, what a test.
Yeah.
I mean, not maybe one that you expected or wanted, but
Oh no.
I mean, we had a superintendent over here that started. I think he was in the building maybe a week or so, and then COVID hit, and he was done until.
No kidding. Yeah. So, yeah, that was that's one I can't really answer for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what now that we changed seasons? What does that do for? I mean, now we're looking at cutting grass.
Oh
and
my, you're right.
baseball in the parks, and
Gosh,
there's
Park
a
and Rec.
whole new thing coming up.
Hey,
And with your staff, I mean, that's they're changing over from plowing snow to
yeah,
doing
get them snow plows off.
Yeah.
But no, that's one of those things. You're right. Transitioning. So Park and Rec is ramping up, and have had sign-ups here of late. And so, yeah, the kiddos are going to be practicing before we know it. It's going to be time to start putting down, you know, our fertilize and getting those fields green again, and trimming, and you know, all the things that go with that. And funny you say that. We were having a conversation walking down the hall about servicing some lawnmowers, and you know, you just think, oh gosh, yeah, and you know, this one's you know, a warranty job, so we need to go ahead and get it loaded up and take it real quick, and you know, just things that you kind of do shelf in your mind until you know, it is warm weather, but. As you said, hey, it's March 5th, and boy, yeah. So those things.
and we'll probably be cutting some grass.
There's a likely, that's right. At least trimming some things,
Yeah.
you know, and so yeah, there's the salt boxes come out of the highway department trucks. You know, we park or we store the salt boxes then, and put the snow blades up in the corner, and it's. And kind of a relief, because that ties up some equipment that then we have less, you know, resources. If we need another truck, well, that truck's tied up. Well, as soon as that comes out, then that truck's free, and
Yep.
so it does help. But you're right. There's a change, and we got to make that pivot. Anywhere from, like I said, the park and rec, street department, even some of the things we do with the utilities. It's just a change.
Yeah. Almost pivot again here.
That's the word, isn't it?
Yeah, pivot. I just saw something in our radio prep news, but there's this great thing, and if you ever get a chance to go in Las Vegas, it's called the Sphere.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay, so I know you've heard about the Sphere. They talked about when we were out there that they were going to try to do 5 smaller ones.
Oh really?
And it looks to me like one of the smaller ones is going to come to Nashville, which
is that
not
right?
that far away. It's kind of a challenge sometimes getting planes to go where you want them to go anymore. It's amazing to me that if you want to go out west, sometimes you end up going to North Carolina first, and then you go out west instead of just going out west.
True.
Or if you're wanting to go down south, you go to Chicago first, and then you go down south. But so I don't know a timeline of this, but it's going to be a smaller. But even if it's smaller, I think the experience should be very similar to what you're getting in the big one.
Interesting. Yeah, that would be very cool.
That the one out there is taller than the Statue of Liberty.
Is it that tall? Okay. Now that I didn't know.
It's really
wow.
It's huge.
So were some of the ticket prices.
Oh, I know.
I was researching that. Just one of those times I couldn't sleep, and I was looking at some of the.
Yeah, they went up. Which when we were invited to go, but I'd like to go again to see the Eagles. Their last one is April 11th.
I saw that.
And to set up front, you could buy a good used car maybe for a couple tickets.
That's right.
It's crazy.
But hey, to your point, all the reviews, it is one cool experience.
It is. And the Wizard of Oz is out there, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well,
good. Nashville's not too far. That might be very interesting.
But they are going to be, after they end on the 11th, they're going to play at the Jazz Festival in New Orleans, and I don't know if there's tickets to that left, but then they're going to go 3 more places, and one of those is in Nashville on May the 9th, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
But again, even though they're not in the ball, those are premium.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Prices. So.
Yeah. Well, still a good concert. I was fortunate enough to see the Eagles before Glenn got ill, Glenn Fry, and his illness, and so I got to see him intact.
Good deal.
Yeah, that was one of my bucket moments, if you will, bucket list. I was able to do that.
Cool. We got to go to. They were in Louisville, and it was right after that, and that was when Vince Gill was just.
Oh, okay.
They just asked him to fill in.
Right.
And then the son Deacon was there.
Sure.
Becky got the pass to sit in a seat and enjoy the whole show, and I got a photo pass. And when they brought us in, they said you can shoot the first 3 songs, and then you have to leave.
Oh, okay.
So I got to hear 3 songs and then
out the door. Yeah.
And it wasn't in the lobby; it was out.
Yeah, I bet.
And so I sat outside for a little bit, and it was cold, and I went back into the garage and put my stuff away in the vehicle, and then went to the bridge between the garage and the Yum Center, and stood there and waited. And the first guy through the door was Marty Brenneman, who was the Reds announcer.
Yeah.
And I can't repeat what he said. His statement, the best concert he'd ever.
There it is.
I'll give most of it. But
Yep.
He said, "Where's Becky?" I said, "Oh, she's coming." I didn't tell him.
Yeah.
I missed 20 of the 23 songs.
Because of your quota.
Yeah. Anyway, so, but those 3 songs were that was pretty good. So I had never seen them until we saw them out there. And,
nice.
Good stuff. Have you been to a lot of concerts over the years?
A handful. Eagles was a big one for me. I got to see Fleetwood Mac intact.
Yeah.
That was a big one for me. Heart. Both ladies were just on fire. Boy, they can sing. And So those three were pretty big for me. Handful of others, but yeah.
I don't know, in high school I didn't go to, which back then it would have probably been, what, 15 bucks?
Oh, right.
For,
Yeah.
for a show back in the 80s, but
Yeah.
I didn't get to, I think we went to see, I went with a cousin and we saw Bob Seger, and I think
Oh, okay.
the Fabulous Thunderbirds opened for him.
Yeah.
And I think that was the only thing in high school I went to. I worked at Bennett's, and between high school and going to college, some guys had tickets to go see Metallica, and they said, "I've got an extra ticket if you want to go." And I quickly realized that wasn't necessarily for me.
Yeah, right.
But we went to see we've tried to play catch up and see. I didn't get to see Van Halen, and I didn't get to see ZZ Top. So those are two I'd like to have seen.
Well, and I was real hopeful Steve Perry would come back with Journey,
yeah.
and that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's a good band touring as it is. I certainly appreciate that, but I thought, well, if he could come back, that would really be the one I'd want to go see.
Yeah. We saw them with the new guy, and they were good, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
I think we saw. It seemed like there was two. It was Journey and it was Def Leppard, and Def Leppard I could see them once a week. They're fantastic. Their drummer was in an accident, and lost his.
Yes, one hand.
And he's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's worth it just to watch him play drums.
I bet so. No, I bet. Yeah.
They were just ended in Vegas, and I didn't know it. And that would have been a good one to go see. And you could, but now they're over in Europe playing for the rest of this spring, so that's over and done with. But I think Journey's going to be up in Indianapolis this spring.
I believe it is. Yeah.
I don't know who they're touring with, but
oh gosh, yeah, I did see that, but you're right, I don't remember.
And then anyway, I've kind of lost. We went to see, Becky and I saw Bob Seger, and I thought I had really good seats, but I messed up on the seating chart, and we were actually on the opposite end of the stage.
Oh, yeah.
So then he came back, and we had to get better seats so you could see Bob.
Yeah, right.
You didn't want to take
no binoculars for that. Yeah.
Shoot, but I mean, it would have been neat to see Elvis.
Okay.
Back, but that was. There's a movie out now that they found a bunch of lost concert footage.
I did see that,
and that's supposed to be pretty cool.
Does that come out this summer by chance?
No, I think it's out now.
Is it out now? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know how long it's going to be.
Right.
But that's they made a movie about him a couple of years ago, and that guy, while they were doing that, they found reels of footage, and so he put it together into a concert. When it came out, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, they showed it at the old International Hotel out in Las Vegas where he was. I don't know, it's changed names.
Yeah.
But they let people come in, and I guess they had tickets to go see it there. But,
right.
So it'd been like you had a show. So. But anyway, music just. I've always been a fan of music, and but it's a different experience to go see somebody live. Sometimes they don't sound as good as they sound.
No, that's true. I would have to grade a couple of them. I don't know. I won't. Are they off key, or are they doing it, as a different rendition on purpose?
You can tune things up in the studio. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And this is how I sound all the time, so I'm not tuned up at all. I might sound a little different.
This is my day voice.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. It says little is known about the life cycle of a whale shark, which is actually the largest fish in the sea. They don't know how they breed, where they breed, or where they go to give birth. They don't know much about them at all. So. You ever build sandcastles?
Oh, sure. Yep.
The largest sandcastle in the world measured at 69 feet high.
No way.
I'm going to guess they didn't have a bucket to do that. It looks like there's a crane, and that shouldn't even count as a sand. That's more like that's some engineering to that.
No doubt. There's some support beams there.
Yeah, there's some. I mean, that's 16. That's,
Almost 70 feet.
Yeah, the courthouse is what, 100 or two? I can't remember. Was it?
Well, so I mean,
it's two something.
Probably with the steeple, two something. Probably
210, 212, something like that. So, wow. Okay. Pass on. Babies are born on their due date just 4% of the time.
Oh, yeah, I bet that's right. Yeah.
I don't know. I know we had a few that were early or. Well, I remember one doctor said, let's see, look at his calendar. He said, we've got mass on Sunday or whatever day, and he said there's a U of L game on Saturday. What about tonight?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't really come prepared, so.
He had other plans.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Golf on Friday.
Golf. Yeah. Be out of town next Wednesday.
Shoot. That's yeah. Oh, and I want to give some sports scores too. Last night we had the sectional continued here at Salem and down at Morton.
Yeah.
And if our internet is come on now. Our blazing fast internet. Oh, here, go ahead. IU won. They've had some ups and downs, kind of like the weather. They beat Minnesota by 30 points last night, 77 to 47 up at Bloomington. Purdue won 70 to 66 over Northwestern up at their college. Both teams will play their final regular season games this weekend. IU will go to Ohio State, which I know they're good in football. I'm not sure what the basketball story is. And then Purdue hosts Wisconsin for their last game, and then the Big Ten tournament starts next week.
Is it next week already? Gosh, I guess, man, it'd have to be, wouldn't it?
We'll have that whole, as many as those games we can get on. And then last night at the Borden sectional for Class A, South Central beat New Washington by 1 point, 69 to 68.
Wow.
Then same thing with Borden. Borden took the game from Christian Academy by 1 point, 48 to 47. So Lanesville will play West Washington tomorrow night at 6, the first game, and then South Central Elizabeth will play Borden at 7:30, and then Saturday night's the championship. At Salem last night, Mitchell beat Clarksville pretty good, 62 to 49, and Paoli beat Crawford County 68 to 36. So Providence will play Salem Friday night, and Mitchell will play Paoli in the late game, and then those two winners will play Saturday night. So good luck to those teams.
That's right.
And then Salem got by Eastern Tuesday night, 52 to 39. So that got them into the semifinal round on Friday night. So we'll have those games kicking off probably a little before 6 o'clock. So
there you go.
If you don't go, tune it in and listen. We'll have the IU and Purdue games on this weekend. I think we've got a NASCAR race too. I think it's from Phoenix this week on Sunday. And then Reds baseball, they're playing out in Phoenix where it's warm.
Yeah.
Kind of jealous about that.
That probably didn't hurt their feelings.
No, I think it's called. I think the stadium's called maybe Goodyear. Goodyear Stadium, something like that. I don't eat there a lot, but Chick-fil-A apparently changed their waffle fries.
Did they? No, I like their waffle fries.
Let's see, why did they do that? They removed. Okay, I'm just reading it. It's called pea starch from their waffle fries. They added it 2 years ago to help the fries stay crispier. So they complained that the pea starch changed the texture and the flavor, and so they've removed that. I didn't know there was such a thing. Well, now that's PEA, by the way. That's,
okay.
Not double E. But,
right.
Kind of like McDonald's used to have the beef tallow, and then they went to, and then I think there's some more places that they're using that beef tallow. So I don't eat there a great deal, but they're not open on Sundays. So.
No, that's right.
And then let's do. Oh, here's Elvis. 66 years ago today, back in 1960, Sergeant Presley was discharged from the Army. He served for 2 years.
Interesting.
Patsy Cline passed away today in a plane crash down in Tennessee back in 1963. Whammo, you remember the old commercials about that had frisbees and
Yes.
I don't know what all they had, but Arthur Spud Mellon was the co-founder of Whammo back in 1963. They patented the hula hoop today.
Oh, okay.
63 years ago. John Belushi passed away today in 1982. Martha Stewart went to the Slammer today back in 2004.
She's just having a vacation. That's all.
She was. It was not in a high security facility, I don't think. She still got to make her. She probably made some crafts while she was in.
It's a good thing.
11 years ago, in 2015, I kind of remember this. Harrison Ford crash landed his plane on a golf course out in California.
Yeah.
Lucky to get out of that one.
Very lucky. That's right.
He's one actor I think almost as tough as the people he plays.
No kidding. That's right. Yeah.
He's starting to get some age on him, but if Air Force One is on, I'll watch that. No matter.
Right.
You flip around. There's some movies that you'll watch wherever it's at.
You lock on. No matter what part of the storyline. Yeah. Oh, I'm the same way. Yes.
What's the one with A Few Good Men? I'll watch that one.
Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
I'm bad about that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Sean Connery was a good actor. I've always enjoyed most of what Harrison Ford's been in.
Yeah.
And there's just some Jack Nicholson and
sure.
If you're lucky enough to hit that one in the courtroom scene,
you got it. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's a good show, but if you can get that last 20 minutes or so, that's the sweet spot.
It really is. Ties the movie together.
Yeah.
That 20 minutes does it.
There's not many or John Wayne movies. If you get True Grit, that's a good one. I haven't watched a lot of his old, like his early westerns.
No.
But getting into the 60s, maybe late 50s, 60s, and True Grit, and The Shootist, those are pretty good shows. But anyway, so that's things that went on in history back in the day. So anyway, do you have a busy rest of the week planned?
Yes, not to sound like a broke record. Most weeks are full, and hey, that's by design. It's supposed to be.
Sure.
Gosh. So today, yes, Greg, I'll leave here, and I've got a couple of meetings this morning, a couple of phone calls I need to attend to and reach out to some folks. So today is a day I'm prepping. I've got a big day for tomorrow, so I've got to finalize some things for it. That'll take me out of the office most of the day. And
I can't imagine. I mean, I can't imagine that you ever have much free time.
No.
Really.
And
I appreciate you coming out here for a little bit every week.
Well, this hour allows me to sip on this coffee, and that's something I don't always get to do. I find my coffee getting cold and stale in front of me most days. So this is kind of a nice hour that I do get my coffee in me. But you're right, and I don't have a lot of extra time, and I'm not. That's not a complaint in any way, shape, or form. But next week's already shaping up to be a pretty full week, and that's when when I get here and Becky or yourself, today is, and oh gosh, it is. I feel like I've always missed a day here or there, and but yeah, being March 5th doesn't sound right at all.
Oh, I know.
But
it was just January 1st, not too long ago.
No kidding.
I feel like February just was a blur.
There wasn't a February.
That 28 days, looking back, it is like maybe 8 days or something.
All right.
But you've got so many hats because you're economic development, you're
have the business,
maintenance, the business, you just got. Plus, if something needs to be done around City Hall, you just.
That's right, and that's one of those things. I'm one of these, and I readily recognize it. I've got nervous energy, I guess is the term, and so I don't like to sit. I need to be up and doing something. So it really kind of matches my I guess my drive or my my mind.
The flag installer around the square.
Yeah, the ladder and I will travel.
Yeah. Well, it's not. I mean, it's nice to see you out doing stuff because that's. I mean,
Thank you.
That's part of it.
Be putting up some flags. Maybe not this weekend, but yes, I'll be back on the ladder here pretty quick, getting some up. So, but yeah, that's fine, and I enjoy that, and there's always something to do, and I like that. So that matches what I need to do.
Yeah. Bob Holler had a tie clip, and I have one, but I went to him one time and I said, "What does that stand for?" And it was just the initials on the tie clip.
Yeah.
And you can't do business sitting on your, and that was the only time I ever heard him. But it was a whisper.
A whisper, a very very faint.
A very faint whisper.
Yes,
but it's a true statement.
Goodness, yeah, and certainly Bob knew.
Yeah.
A very good businessman.
No moss on him. He was
always, my lands.
Always moving.
Yeah.
Moving fast too.
Moving fast. Oh, right. Going 100.
He'd come in the front of the store and put some stuff down, and he'd be out the back of the store.
Out. Yeah. That's true.
But I wouldn't. I mean, honestly, you wouldn't want it any other way.
No.
So, anyway, well, thank you for coming in, and let's hit our sponsors.
You
real
bet.
Quick, and then we'll play all those.
All right. I want to thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Roses, Fox Perlee Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, Totally Baked Sweets, Springer & Springer Insurance, Schneck Hospital, Temple & Temple, and Wes Bowers for Commissioner.
All right. Well, and thanks to all of our sponsors. Thank you, Mayor, for coming in, and we will probably see you. We've got meetings next Monday night, the Board of Works and the City Council, so we'll be there.
See you soon, in other words.
Yes. So have a good rest of the week. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you Monday afternoon.
You bet.
Okay.
Thank you.